Good day. My name is Nigel Powell, and I'd like to welcome all of you to day 2 of the 21 Days of Meditation program from Sahaja Yoga. If this is the first time you've attended, then I'd like to just run through a quick overview of the program so you have an idea of what's happening, and then I'll move things along swiftly. The idea of this 21 days in a row is really to help people who may have not have experienced Sahaja Yoga before to immerse themselves in the wonder of a genuine meditation. It's focused on the experience of meditation, not lectures or not talks or anything like that. Our idea is that we're trying to help people to remove the anxiety and the stress that comes from overthinking. Meditation is the perfect tool to do that. Not only to remove the thoughts, but also to inbuild a sense of joy and silence in the spirit. And as we meditate regularly, of course, we have the chance to evolve in so many different ways, emotionally, spiritually, physically. And it's important that we understand that when we join this large international community of fellow meditators, we are part of a family which is supportive of each other. It sounds kind of twee, but it's the truth. We're here because we want to help you as we were helped when we started. I started my meditation journey 33 years ago, and it's been, well, quite simply the most unbelievable journey. And I can't say I'm anywhere more than a novice, but I certainly do enjoy the experience that I'm receiving from it. So the program is for those who have tried Sahaja Yoga before, and also those who are completely new to it. We have presenters from all over the world, from the UK, Europe, the Nordic countries. And at the end of the session, the official session, we will have a language breakout section where we will have breakout rooms in any of 18 different languages so that you can go and attend those to get more information in person, if you like. The one thing I'd like to stress now is that Sahaja Yoga is always free. There's never a charge for it, and that's just the ethos of Shri Mataji, the founder, who felt that our spiritual growth and evolution is our own personal and free birthright. So we can't pay for something like that any more than we pay for breathing. So let me just run through the schedule for the day. The theme is expand the silence, and silence is core to Sahaja Yoga. It's exactly what we want to help everybody learn to develop and nourish in themselves. So we'll start with a brief introduction to Sahaja Yoga in general, and then we'll go through a guided meditation with an exercise called self-realization, which is very key to the meditation process. After that, we'll carry on with more examples of the meditation, as well as a video of Shri Mataji, who's the founder of Sahaja Yoga, explaining a little bit about the practice. We'll then have a live music session, which hopefully is very powerful to help us experience a profound sense of peace and calm. And we'd like you to really commit yourselves to the focus in the next hour. This is something that I think hopefully you will cherish for a long time. And the silence that you enjoy during this session hopefully will make other silences you may have had in the past seem almost noisy. All sessions are recorded. The program, as I said, is for an hour. You're welcome to stay, either to go to the breakout rooms in your own language if you would prefer that, or to stay for a Q&A, which will be held by those of us who are the presenters here live as we go. So without further notice, I'll just move along. It's time really to introduce my co-presenters and our dear cherished musician. And I'll start with Anne, and she can take it away. Thank you, Anne.
Thank you, Nigel. Thank you, everyone. So pleased to be here tonight. And if you have been yesterday at the session, then welcome for the second day. If not, very most welcome for the people who come for the first time. And I will be really glad to introduce you to the practice today of the meditation, which we will call self-realization. I am myself living in Belgium. As you can hear, I am a French speaker, and I will take you through this meditation a bit later and explain how we will go to do it. And I let the word to Eero, maybe.
Hello, my name is Eero. I'm from Finland, and I speak Finnish. I can also answer Q&A later in Finnish language if you want. I'm gonna play some live music to also help us with the thoughtless state of the meditation. Music is a very powerful tool for supporting our meditation, and I wish that we have a good meditation today and some live music for it. And next for Malik, please.
Hey, how are you guys? Very happy to be here for day 2 and to join you again. I know that we've been many connecting yesterday. I think it was close to 1,000. So hopefully most of you are back today and with some new people. So very happy to be with you today. And I'll be talking a bit more today about Sahaja Yoga, the essence of it. Why do we meditate, for instance, before then Anne takes us through an experience, a guided meditation. Back to you, Nigel.
Oh. So where are we? Malik, were you going to do the introduction to Sahaja Yoga?
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah. Let's start there. Absolutely.
Okay, brilliant.
All right. Okay, so for those of you who are coming tonight for the first time, we'll be introducing Sahaja Yoga. And for those that are coming for the second time, maybe you'll hear a little more about what it's about. So the very essence of Sahaj is based on the awakening of an inner energy that we are born with, that we can find in our sacred bone. And usually it's in a dormant state. So we are quite unaware that this energy is here. And in 1970, Shri Mataji, the founder of Sahaj, found a very simple way to awaken this energy. And what happens is, once it's awakened, it's going to rise through different energy centers, different qualities and potentials that we have within us. And when this energy goes through those centers, first, it's going to release the tensions that we have inside. It's going to also nourish these qualities, these potentials we have. It's going to bring us into a state of balance. And so a bit like, riding a bike, you first need to find balance in order to move forward. Here it's the same for our life. We need to find balance first to kind of start our spiritual journey and take it to new heights. And so when it rises and it finally crosses through all these various energy centers, we are going to reach that state of meditation. And this is a state of thoughtless awareness. This is a state where we are fully aware, but we are finally back in the present moment. And this is where all the magic takes place. And we'll speak a bit more about this magic, but once we finally reach that state where we are no longer thinking about, the past or the future, but we are fully now in this moment, there is a natural state of joy that's going to come inside. And this is incredible because, as we discussed also a bit yesterday, this joy has, no conditioning to it. It's an unconditional joy. We're happy for nothing. We're happy for no reason. And it's coming from inside. And we don't need something external to feel that joy. So it's like finally we become that, that sun, that source of energy that can radiate this state of having this peace, having this joy, having all these good qualities that come from the Kundalini. Now, you may ask that this is I'm sure, quite a wonderful state to feel, but what do we do with that state? Why do we meditate? Why do we need to get in balance and feel this thoughtless awareness? Well, first of all, of course, it feels great to finally, have our mind, being a little bit more quiet, I guess, because there's so much overthinking going on, over planning, anxiety, all these things. So first of all, of course, it feels great to have that state of peace, that state of joy. But then what happens is we connect with ourselves and with the world around in a way that's wonderful, because finally it's like we get reconnected with everything, all the circumstances, all the people around us. And the more we get into that state, the more we see that connection happening through various occurrences in our life. And what really shocked me personally when I started to really dive into meditation and see the effect and the impact of it was that any thought I would have would become a reality. Any wish that I had would actually manifest. And that was wonderful because I realized that these wishes were very different from the ones that I used to have, in the sense that you wish for something, but you're so content within, you're so satisfied within, that this wish becomes completely detached, which means you may want something, but if you don't have it, it doesn't affect you. It doesn't throw you out of balance. It doesn't throw you into a state of frustration because you didn't get what you wanted. But the beauty of that, it kind of becomes a law where you realize that if you wish for something in that state, because you're detached, it just naturally happens. And I want to illustrate that very quickly, because in so many areas of life, we can then see how this meditation can impact so many aspects. For instance, something very simple, like maybe at some point you need to buy an apartment or buy a car, like, simple things of life. And there's lots of choices, lots of things. You don't necessarily know what apartment to get, what house to get, what car, whatever. And something I've experienced twice in a row is when I was looking for an apartment, I was looking through the listing, and all of a sudden, on one of the listing, I felt tremendous vibrations. A lot of cool breeze in my hands, which is what we feel when we meditate. And it was like my inner self, those vibrations telling me, this is it. And indeed, it went through amazingly, and it was a great place. Same with cars. It was so weird. I had to buy a car. I looked through like all this listing, and the one car just had tremendous vibrations. I felt a lot of cool breeze in my hands, and that was the one. And it was amazing how it worked out. And these are like very, ordinary, material example in life. But it kind of guides you through so many things. Like you want to, I don't know, look for a job. In my case, I looked at some point into like so many different avenues, so many different options. And I was looking at jobs that had no connection between each other. And then I had a friend calling me and giving me a job where everything was connected, everything I had looked into. And I was blown away, because you realize that, again, your actions, your desires become dynamic. They act in your environment, and they bring about a reality that would have never manifested without this desire. So this is something you guys all know and have all experienced to some extent, because all of you, I'm sure, have experienced that thing where you think of someone and that person calls you or texts you. And this is this energy of love, because this Kundalini energy is nothing but this energy of love. And when you feel this energy of love, it flows. It's an energy. It's not an emotion. It's not a feeling. It's a power that really flows. And when you wish for something or you think of something, because it's plugged to that feeling of love inside, it starts to act and it becomes dynamic. And this is how we enter into a whole new dimension for ourselves, but mostly for others also, because you realize that you become way more connected to your environment. So today and the next, of course, 20 days are really an introduction to enter into this dimension, into this magical dimension. And it all starts with meditation. So I guess I'll uh, invite Anne to come back and maybe take us through this experience of meditation with this goal today to really expand this silence. And the more we get into this silence, the more we'll be able to really see our life transform in every aspect of our life. And don't believe any word I just said. This is something you have to experience for yourself. So this is why we do those 21 days. So you don't believe anything we say. We just take it as a hypothesis and say, okay, let's just try it out and see if it really works out this way. Anne, please.
Thank you. So before to start the exercise in itself, we will show you some images. And this meditation that we are going to do tonight, it's the same than yesterday. So for the people who did it, it's really a good opportunity to go deeper into it. And for the other, it's a surprise. So I invite you to sit. You can sit on a chair. You can sit on the floor. I myself on the floor. You can sit wherever you feel comfortable. And with the two hands on your laps, with the palm looking up at the sky. And during the exercise, we are going to put our left hand will all the time stay on our lap, and we will move with our right hand and put our right hand in different place on our body, which are connected with some energy center of energy. So we will start by putting our right hand on our heart. Now we are just showing, I'm just showing you where we will put the hand, and after we will do the exercise with the eyes closed. So just look now, the computer. After we will bring down our hand on our upper abdomen, so always on the left side of our body. After we will go a little bit down near the hip, on the lower abdomen. Then we will bring back our hand again on the upper part of the abdomen, on the heart. After we will go on the shoulder, actually where the neck and the shoulder meet on the left side. Then we will put our hand on our front head. We will also put it on the back of our head. And at the end, we will put our hand with the palm of the hand going on the top of our head, on that place that we call the fontanelle. So this is what we are going to do with our hand, and I'm going to guide you and repeat, of course, where we will put the hand and what we are going to say. I am going to say some questions and some affirmation that you yourself say for yourself inside yourself. Right. So we can start now. So as I told you, you can sit where you are comfortable. You can take out your glasses if you have. And be open and take this opportunity, these few minutes, just for yourself. So let's close our eyes. And in order to bring our attention inside ourselves, as we are always distracted by the outside world, we just can bring our attention on our breathing. So let's take 2-3 times to breathe in nicely and to breathe out slowly. We can do this 2-3 times. Meditation is about being with ourselves, to connect with this mother energy that we called Kundalini. So we are going to put our right hand on our heart. And here we are going to ask a question to ourselves. Very simple. We can address it to our energy. Mother Kundalini, who am I? Who am I really? What is my essence? And we go to bring our hand on the upper part of our abdomen, on the left side. And here we are also going to ask a question to ourselves. Am I my own master? Am I my own teacher? And we will go a little bit more down near the hip, still on the left side. And here we go to address to our Mother Kundalini. And we go to ask her with our full desire to please, Mother Kundalini, give me the knowledge of myself. Please give me the knowledge of myself, the pure knowledge. With this pure desire, our Kundalini can start to rise. We will go back up to the previous place on our upper part of our abdomen. We put our hand. With this beautiful knowledge that we can get, we actually become really our master. So we go to make this affirmation with full confidence. I am my own master. I am the master of myself. I have no doubt. I know exactly what is good for me. I am my own master. And let's bring our hand on our heart again. And here we can say, I am the spirit. This is what I am. I'm not only this body, those emotions, those thoughts. I am the spirit. I am the spirit, which is just love, energy of love, unconditional love. We can bring our hand now on our left shoulder. We can turn a little bit the head on the right side. That place, sometimes our Mother Kundalini energy find a bit of difficulty to flow, to cross the center, because we do feel guilty. So we just go to help, saying a few times, I'm not guilty at all. I am not guilty at all. I deserve respect and love, and I'm not guilty at all. Now we go to bring our hand on our front head. We can even lay a little bit our head in our hand so that our brain, our mental rest. And we can forgive all the thoughts which can be still there. We just can say, I forgive all my thoughts. And more than that, I forgive everybody. And most of all, I forgive myself. We just can say, as much as we feel, I just forgive. Without thinking in anyone or anything particular. We just want to activate the power of forgiveness, which makes us free. I forgive. And then let's put our hand now on the back of our head. And here we go to ask forgiveness to this whole pervading power around us. Please forgive us if I have made any mistake, knowingly or unknowingly, against my spirit or against the one of the others. Please forgive me. Now we will bring our hand on the top of our head. We will bring the palm of our hand on this area called the fontanelle. We will press a little bit and turn clockwise, like a little massage. And here we go to ask to this mother energy Kundalini to give us this yoga, this union with the whole power around us, and also to give us our self-realization. Mother Kundalini, please give me my self-realization. And we can ask few times. Mother Kundalini, please establish the meditation state. And then we can lift our hand like 10, 20 centimeters on the top of our head. And just observe, what do we feel? We may feel a little breeze, which can be warm or cool. Then we can bring back our hand on our lap and we can try with the left hand. Same, to feel 10, 15 centimeters on the top of our head. Just observe. And then bring back your hand on your laps. And keep your attention on the top of your head. And let's stay like that for 1 or 2 minutes. Just enjoying that state. If you are distracted by some thoughts, you just let them pass and bring your attention on the top of the head again. Now, with this beautiful state, we are going to listen to a little extract of a speech of Shri Mataji.
I bow to all the seekers of absolute truth. At the very outset, I have to say that truth is truth. This absolute truth cannot be changed because it is absolute. It cannot be transformed. It cannot be explained because it cannot be described. Truth has to be experienced. It's an experience. In Sanskrit language, we have a word called Veda, comes from the word Vida. Vida means to know on your central nervous system. Like I can feel this. In the same way, you must know the truth on your fingertips. Bodha, also from where the word Buddha has come, is that enlightenment you have to feel it on your central nervous system. So this absolute truth is what it was and is and will be. But I would request you not to believe me, because this blind faith has caused so much trouble to us. All the people are fighting all over the world with this blind faith. They believe in this and they believe in that, they believe in that. This kind of faith is not going to help us. We have to feel it ourselves and experience it. Unless and until you experience, please don't have faith in me or in Sahaja. Very important it is to understand that this absolute truth is beyond your mind. We think no end of our mind. And all those who came from my country as well as from your own country to deceive you and make money out of you have used their mind very well. And your mind could not detect it. Even today they are there. So for you to see what is the truth, you must know that you cannot purchase it with money. This is very difficult to digest. Many people told me in America, Mother, you can never be successful, you cannot get people, because they just believe that the person who doesn't take money has no validity. My experience was so horrible. In Boston, they asked me in the television, how many Rolls Royces you have? I have none. I said, my husband has only one car. So you are not in the business? No. Then they said, we cannot. We are sorry. You have to be in the business. So all these mental acrobats that have been going on in this country, I've been hoping to come to Berkeley. That everybody told me that Berkeley is a place where there are people who are truly seeking the truth and they are revolutionary. They do not accept anything that is just established. Imagine after so many years, 27 years, I am coming to Berkeley where I was really very anxious to come. So now, the time has come that we have to know the truth. We have to know the absolute truth. I call it as a blossom time, because I find there are so many seekers of truth all over the world. And this time has come for these flowers to become the fruit. Very simple thing to understand, that this is done by a power within you, as explained. Whether you believe it or not, it is there. This power has to be awakened, that's all. Very simple thing, journey of 3 to 4 feet, that's all. But such a simple thing people don't want to accept. If you say eat this way, they'll say no, why not this and this way? Because of this mind. This mind is the one which has created real problems for us. I'm told some gentleman is making big money by telling that how to project this mind here and a project mind there. It's like a cocoon. In a cocoon, you dash here and dash there. You have to get out of it. When they said you have to be born again, clearly, that doesn't mean that you put a signboard here, born again. No? Born again means something has to happen to your consciousness, to your awareness. You have to be truthful about it. How can you be satisfied with something which is not the truth? So, what is the truth? Truth, if you understand, is not this body, this mind, these emotions, these thoughts, and this ego, but it is that you are the pure spirit.
Okay, so we can now open our hands and close our eyes. We can keep our attention on top of the head, and we can just meditate in silence for a little bit, and then I will play and sing some music for us. We can just absorb the vibration from this speech. And now I'll use this harmonium for a bit. We can still keep our eyes closed. We can still keep our attention on top of the head. you. And I think I'll give it back to Anne now.
Thank you.
Anne, are you unmuted?
Thank you. So to conclude, after this wonderful music, which brought us even deeper in our meditation, I invite you to open your eyes slowly. And I'm going to show you a little exercise that we used to do before and after our meditation, or at other times as well, which is called, we raise our Kundalini and we make a bandhan. So as we have maybe felt during the meditation, or we have been asking to this Kundalini to rise from the lower part of our spinal cord until the top of our head. So we are going to do the same here, taking from the left hand. The left hand will go from down to up, like in the center of our body, and the right hand will just go around our hand, and we do the two gestures in the same time. And we invite our Kundalini to stay up, doing a knot. And as you will see further in the classes, we have 3 channels in this subtle system that we have. We are going to rise our Kundalini 3 times for each channel. And we can do 2 knots the second time. And the third time. We can do 3 knots. With a desire that this energy stay up. So we are connected all the time. And after, we are going to take with our right hand from the level of our left hip, and we go to make a whole like arch around us. We make it, this is 1, we make double, and we have 7 main energy centers. So we will do 1 double 1 for each center. So we do this 7 times. When we do that, we are actually giving us a protection and also bringing in balance our 2 channels. And maybe we can just put our hand a bit higher and just check, what do we feel in our hands? Just observe what we feel in our hands. What do we feel in the top of our head? And we may be able to share in the breakout room what we have been feeling today in that meditation. And if we don't feel anything, you don't worry, it will come. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne. That was lovely. Thank you, Hero, as well, for that amazing music, and everybody in Malik. So we're approaching the final section of the program, and for some, this is probably one of the most interesting parts, is where you get to ask questions, chat to us directly, and get any thoughts or ideas off your mind. So the process will be, as I said earlier in the program, that we will move into Q&A sessions in breakout rooms. But before I go there, let's look at what's happening tomorrow, day 3 of the program. So the theme is inner peace and balance, which I'm sure is something that everybody in these turbulent times would like to experience and like to nourish. And so we'll be going through some of the ways that we can achieve that tomorrow. And it's basically using our attention and making best use of our attention, which is a very important factor. So there are a number of resources you can use away from the program during the week or whenever, before tomorrow. You can join the community in a WhatsApp group and share messaging and learn about course reminders. It's where you'll also find the link to the Zoom chat. There are also session links and past recorded sessions and handouts at freemeditation.com.au online EU. The QR code there is available to you now to use your phone and go directly to the website if you want to. Just take a snapshot of that with your camera. And this is the website you'll land on. As I said, it has lots of resources. Recordings of all the sessions are stored there, so you can go back and listen again. There are also downloadable handouts and other materials that you can use on the day's courses. And it's a useful hub, if you like, for the 21 days program. So please feel free to make use of it as you wish. And now you have the choice to stay here with us, the presenters, and ask your questions here, as I said, or to move out to the language breakouts in 18 languages to chat to somebody who's been practicing Sahaja Yoga for a while. If you want to ask a question, you can write to one of us whose name today is Chat Q&A. I'm not sure whether that's a pun, but anyway, so you can write to that to Chat Q&A for the question, or you can write directly to me in this session here with a question, and I can put it to the presenters for you. So you have a choice, or you can go to the breakout, as I said. I'd just like to say thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We're always so gratified when people are keen to learn and have an open mind and are willing to engage with something which we personally, all of us, think is so important. This journey, this ability to find enjoyment in life. So thank you so much. We're still here, so please feel free to ask your questions and we'll do our best to give you intelligent answers. Thank you so much. So one question has just arrived that we've got, which is, what do vibrations feel like and when do we start to feel them? So maybe I think, Malik, you mentioned vibrations quite early on, so maybe that would be a good question to hand to you to start.
All right. Well, yes, vibrations, I guess, is one of the first a very new sensation that we can have when we start meditating. So that energy that we've experienced today, the Kundalini energy, when it starts to manifest, can be felt as vibrations. And these are vibrations we can feel in our hands, and we can also feel them at the top of our head. So we're trying to also see if you guys could feel them tonight. And these vibrations are tremendous indicators of our inner state, but also of what we can feel in our surrounding. So at first, it's just wonderful to feel them because you realize that this energy is active and it's working. And usually, you might also feel a bit of a warm breeze on your hand or on top of your head, and that means that this energy is actually cleansing and clearing out different tensions that we have in our chakras, in our subtle system. And so this is going to be manifested as a warm or hot breeze. And as the cleansing basically, goes through your different chakras, and as your channels get more balanced, then this hot breeze will turn into a cool breeze. Now, these sensations.
Malik, can I just
Yes.
interrupt you just to quickly say that Jamista, I think, has written and said, I was feeling vibrations around my head and my hands today. They were extremely strong, also in my chest. Well, that sounds pretty good. Well done. It's always nice to feel that. Raul also said, thank you for the session. I'm completely new to this. I struggle to silence my thoughts with meditation. You say I should let it pass, but for me, when one thought passes, another one starts. I want to stop the noise, but the harder I try, the louder and busier it becomes. What am I doing wrong? Anne, I don't know if it's doing anything wrong, but Anne, maybe you have some thoughts on it.
Well, what I would say is that, of course, it's not directly we achieve this silent state. And when we can see that the thoughts are like waves, and they are coming and going and coming and going. And actually, more we try the meditation that we are doing, more the space between the thoughts become larger. And then you can feel during that space a bit of relief and a bit of peace. And this is what is actually the moment that we are really in meditation. So what I would say is, even ourselves who meditate since many years, it's not like we have this perfect thoughtless awareness, as we are used to call it, every day. There is days where it's difficult to achieve, and there is days that it's happening. I would just say, you don't do anything wrong. It's just what it is, and it's logic. That's why we need to meditate and be patient.
Yeah, thank you. I was just about to say that, and we have to be patient. I mean, I think one of the clues in your question, Raoul, is the harder I try, the louder and busier it becomes. And I think that's a key part of Sahaja Yoga that we don't stress enough, is that it's not a mental activity. It's not like you try to do something. You don't try to do meditation. You surrender into the meditation. And it sounds really hard, but it's rather like learning to float in water or in the sea. The harder you try, the more you're likely to sink under the waves or under the water. The more you surrender and just relax and allow yourself to float, the body's natural buoyancy will help you. And it's the same with this meditation. You give yourself the circumstances in which you can meditate, the space and the time and the setting, and just allow it to flow over you. And don't get frustrated. Be patient. It takes time. It's for all of us who've been through this, where it can get very frustrated, but just be patient. And I promise you it'll work.
I see a comment there, Nigel.
Okay. Which comment? A new one.
Yeah. Wait, shall I
Thank
read
you,
it?
Jim. Thank you for the lovely session. Yes, please
Mich
do.
Michelle James,
Uh-huh.
she's saying, for me, I had more tingling in my hand above my head. It felt like my hair was standing on end, prickling my hand. I also saw floats of color behind my eyes, like green-blue. I'm not sure if it's my thoughts or something happening.
I don't know. I mean, one of the key things I believe we'll all agree is that every individual has a different experience in the way that they progress through this journey, and at different times, different things happen because we're not all robots, are we? Well, Malik knows more than most that we're very individual people. What do you think about that? Sounds great, though. Again, feeling
Yeah. I mean,
vibrations of
the tingling is the same thing. It's like an indicator, and it's great because before you would like judge yourself maybe with, what you think about yourself and where you're at, and now vibrations and these sensations tell you exactly what's going on. And the tingling usually gives you this indication that the Kundalini is really working through our chakras, through our subtle system, clearing things out. And so this tingling happens when it's clearing out. And so this is always a great sign because it shows again that it's active. And so, like Nigel was saying, we just then have to be patient with it, watch it, observe it. And meditation is a state of observation. Like, again, there's nothing to do. So we observe the tingling, and then gradually we'll see that, it's going to turn into maybe more of a cool breeze. And then the main thing I would say is there are those sensations that can tell us where we are. And then the main thing is the state, how we feel after a meditation, because even although there's always something that we need to work out inside, we will still reach a state that was better than when we just sat down to start a meditation. And this state where we feel the transformation, to me, that's everything because that really shows that something really special is happening.
wonderful, wonderful. I'll throw this one open to both of you. Is there a recommended time to practice meditation? No, Anne, yeah, we're both bashful.
I would say, how to say, h- I would say how I practice it and how many people do it, I think, in our group. Um, for me,
No,
the
I think
best,
they mean what time of the day.
yeah, the best time for me, it's in the morning, really before to start my day, before to do anything else. Because when you start to be active, first your brain start already to be very active. So it's very nice to start your day by meditating and also to finish it by meditating. So, but actually there is no rules. You can meditate anywhere, anytime. Uh, but
Yeah.
this is how I do, I would suggest to do, and this is how I am also meditating.
I remember when I started meditating, I used to rush in. I used to get stressed at work, stressful job, and I used to rush into the loos to meditate to try and calm down in the loo. And it used to work actually. I used to come out feeling a little bit calmer and a little bit more, invigorated. Did you do weird things like that, Malik?
Yeah, I mean, actually, it's interesting because these days I realize the second things get a bit challenging, my attention naturally shifts inside. And then you can see that you can go in meditation, especially when it's challenging. And that really helps a lot because then again, you feel those vibrations, you feel the state, and you can go through whatever challenges you have in a way that's a bit smoother. But yeah, I guess like the answer to the question is the earlier the better in the morning. So just because in the morning when everyone is still sleeping, the nature's just rising, the vibrations are the best, and it's kind of quiet, so you can go into a meditation that's quite deep. I realize when I don't take enough time in the morning, my head is already racing in what I need to do next. So that's why it's actually, I think it's the hardest thing when you start is to take that moment in the morning and wake up 15, 20, 30 minutes earlier to actually sit down and just have that time in peace when you meditate and where you don't think what you have to do next. And then in the evening, it's a wonderful way also to, like, get rid of attentions, get in a good state, have a good night's sleep. And for those that, don't sleep very well, when they do that meditation at night, usually the impact is pretty incredible, and you can sleep much better because, again, you release yourself from, the overthinking, the overactivity, or whatever it may be that, we're going through.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you, Maddie. And later on in the program, we'll be giving a few hints and tips on how to make that evening meditation even better. I'm not going to tell you what it is now because I'd be a spoiler alert. So I'll keep it for later on. One other, what if I feel heat and not cool breeze?
So yeah, again, about the heat is an indication that we might need to work on a particular chakra or channel. So today you saw we had the left channel, which is more linked to our desire. So what happens is we desire something, it doesn't happen, we get an emotion. And that's going to, maybe make our left side a bit heavier when we accumulate all these emotions, these frustrations, whatever. And that can manifest as heat on the left side. So we say that, okay, maybe I've been a bit too emotional. Maybe I've accumulated a bit, too many tensions on the left side. And so you know that you have to clear out this particular channel. Same with the right side. If you overthink, you work too much, you live a bit too much in the future, then you might feel heat on the right hand. And you know that you have to clear that right side. And then it can go to, a particular chakra. You'll feel heat, in some part of your body, and you learn to what chakra it corresponds. You can feel heat on a particular finger, and it tells you that, this finger is the Vishuddhi chakra here. So gradually you get to know exactly where the Kundalini is going to work. And that's how you can decode what's going on inside, work on these chakras. And the better the chakras are, the better your meditation also will become. And, the longer you can really sustain this state of thoughtless awareness where you're joyful, you're in the present, and everything starts to flow. So the heat, again, is nothing bad. Sometimes we feel like, oh my God, I feel so much heat, but the heat is just, an indication that it's working and these vibrations are being cleared out. And then gradually we should feel, some cool breeze coming in. And that means that, okay, that clearing out is over and other vibrations are flowing again in a good way. What would you say about this, Nigel?
Maybe I can link what you say, if you may, by one comment that come now from someone else, which is saying from Jason, when I calm my thoughts, I tend to fall asleep, to lose consciousness and lose focus on what I am doing. How to stop this, please?
That's I think very much in line with what Malik was talking about the left side, the left channel, which is again something that we're going to be dealing with over the course of these 21 days. So if all of this sounds a little bit esoteric to you right now, don't worry. We'll explain in detail as we go through the 21 days. But the focus will still be on meditation, of course. But we'll explain some of this terminology. But this idea of nodding off during meditation is quite a common phenomenon, especially for those of us who have particularly hectic lives, maybe at work, where you exhaust yourself doing lots of stressful, active, mentally challenging things. That's a real challenge for us when we come home, particularly in the evening, maybe. And we have to deal with that imbalance from the day through the meditation, and quite often propel us into feeling lethargic and in danger of falling asleep during the meditation. Again, we'll give you techniques and tips on how to tackle that during the rest of the program. I'm sounding a bit like a salesman here, but I'm sorry, but it's true. So we won't go into too much detail here, but yes, we know that's a common issue. I've just been told by one of the organizers that folks can still go into the breakout rooms even during this session or after when we've completed. Sorry, yeah, did you want to say any more on that, Malik?
No. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I think it's It's pretty good.
All right. Well, then I think unless there are any other questions, which I don't think have come in, and Anne, have you seen any others or no? Well, I think that's the session done. Thank you so much, everybody. As I said before, fantastic to have you here. See you again tomorrow and for the other 20 days, hopefully. And in the meantime, happy meditating. Cheerio.
Thank you, Nigel.
Cheerio. Have a great
Thank you,
week
and
and a
bye.
great day and all that.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. See you soon.
Bye.